Well, good morning, paddlers. This is Gary again with yet another CCRAP paddling video from the California Center for Research to Advance Paddling. And we got something wild and crazy for you today, most definitely. The title of this will really be the CCRAP Big Blade Low 5, not high 5, low 5 paddling stroke or paddle stroke. Okay, so what I have in my hands here is something new. This is a big blade, big blades. It says on it Braca XI, I think. That could, if it's Chinese, that would be Braca XI for the Chinese president, or if it's a number, that'd be Braca 11. What's important, however, is that on the back here, it says 835. So that is a really big blade. And to give you an idea of how big and badass these blades are, we're going to look at some big and badass Hungarian sprint paddlers. Valent Pace uses a Braca I, 775 square centimeters each blade at 218 centimeters total length. His compatriot and competitor, and they duel each other for gold medals in the Olympics and the World Championships in at least 1,000 meters and maybe 500 too. Adam Varga uses also a Braca I, but his is 805 square centimeters. The blade size at 220 total length. Now he is a big guy. I mean, he's 1.94 meters tall, which is around 6'4" in English measurements. So he's pretty big. Now we have a third well, he's actually an American Hungarian paddler. Cziko. That would be Zico in Hungarian, but I think he says his name is Zico. He's using this guy, which is 835 square centimeters at 208 centimeters total length. So that's shorter than the other two, but the blades are bigger. 835 for Zico, that's actually me. 775 for Pace, 805 for Varga. Again, 835. So by any reasonable standard, these blades would be much too big. Yeah, you guys looking good. I used to do that too. So what we have now is trying to see if in fact I can use these blades, but I've had people say, you're going to rip through your joints out of your arms, you're going to kill yourself, you're going to injure yourself, there's no way you can. That actually, it feels kind of weird. I thought it would. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay. Yeah, you gotta know enough how to use the blade right. So, wow, that feels kind of cool. That's pretty solid. I mean, compared to the Jantex baby gammas I was using before, 600 square centimeters, this is like 29% bigger in surface area. So these are pretty damn big. Okay, so what are we going to do with this? Well, we're going to see first of all, what these blades are like at different cadences and at different dynamic gear. Dynamic gear is just percent airtime. So I'm going to start off 3 different trials, and the first will be at a 50% dynamic gear. 50% airtime. Airtime is when both blades are in the air. 50% water time when one blade is in the water. Of course, you can't get both blades in the water without, you know, cracking your paddle shaft. So 50%, and we're going to start off with a very easy cadence of 45 strokes a minute. That's really slow, but that's just to get it going and give me a little bit of adjustment time. Then every 30 seconds, it's going to go up by 10 strokes a minute. So it's going to go, 5 strokes. It's going to go from 45, and then in 30 seconds, 50, 55, 60, 65, and then it's going to stop at 70, and then I'll get to see sort of stabilize my effort, stabilize my breathing, stabilize my heart rate, and see what that's like. Okay, using such big blades in what is not a low dynamic gear. I don't consider 50%. You got to be below 50% airtime for me to consider that low. Then we're going to test it at 33% dynamic gear and 25%. Okay, so let's get this. Oh, I should say that just a shout out here to Chris Chappell of FastPaddler.com for getting me these Mondro blades. I think he was glad to get them off his hands because nobody wants to buy such big crazy blades. He gave me a nice price on these, and I think I bought like 6 or 7 blades from him. Why would I have 7? No, maybe 8 various blades to test out. So he's been a great supporter of CCRAP and encourager. And the other one is I'm using Adrián Carpente's wonderful canoeing app on Garmin. Go to Garmin IQ, and I can see my stroke rate just looking at my feet. I don't need to put this on my arm. He's coming out with a new version pretty soon for just about all Garmin devices. So that's Adrián Carpente, who should be heading back to Spain now after some time in Silicon Valley, letting the Americans know how it should be done. So there you go. So we're going to get this rolling, and as I said, we're going to start off now with, and I'm using a metronome app. Well, it's more than a metronome app, but this is called SoundBrenner, one word, B-R-E-N-N-E-R. And what it allows me to do is set different tempos, or tempi is the plural, and I can accent different beats different ways, and I can do that automatic cadence increase. So let's get this boat on the road, so to speak. Okay, here we go. Okay, 45. Got to find the one that's on the top. Top, tick, top, top. The one. One, 2. Okay, 45. At dynamic gear or airtime of 50%. I think I'm at 50. Yep. This looks like 55. This is 60. So. 65. Heart rate only 105 still. This will be 70. Stay here. Woo! That's well beyond zone 2. Heart rate's only 110, but I have a lot. What's this all? I have a lot of inertia in my heart rate. It's got to be revved up a little bit. So 70 with this blade, and that's really what I'm concentrating on here, is more zone 2. Worry about sprinting later. But I could not do 70 strokes a minute on this blade at a duty or dynamic gear or airtime of 50%. Now, what I discovered, however, is that by reducing the dynamic gear, reducing the airtime, at least the mathematics say, I can effectively reduce the big physical gear of these blades with the dynamic gear. Okay, so we're going to try 33% airtime. Okay, now to talk still, get the cadence. But now I got to get it in on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very easy. I think this is 50 now. That's 50. This should be 55. Gonna stay there now. Heart rate 127. 130. Perceive much easier. Notice my breathing. Go, row, go your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. I think I'm stabilizing just about 129, 130. Upper end of my zone 2. At 70 strokes a minute. Dynamic gear of dynamic gear of 33%. So I could use that at 70. I'd like to do it at 60. So one more time. This time we're going to reduce the dynamic gear now to 25%. That's the air time. And I mean, what I've done on that demonstrates already, just by my breathing, if not on my heart rate, because I got so much inertia in it, is that makes a difference. 50% to 33%, that reduction makes that just at the top of my zone 2. At my age 72, it should be more like 110, but I need 10 or 20 beats higher to get into top of zone 2 for whatever reason. I like to think because I'm in better shape than most 72 years old. Okay, so let's do this now. I'm going to set it up for the last trial. Now you can hear the talk. I'll be 45. Top, 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 top. Now I got to get it into 1. Top, top, 1. Sorry, 2. I think it just went up to 50. Boy, is this easy. It should be 50, I think. Such little force not registering on the app. This is 55. It's showing up now. $60. $55. All right, 118. This is easy. 116. $115. Row, your boat. Lead down the street. Yeah, I'm 120. So this is the middle of my zone 2. Between 110 and 130. Depending how I'm feeling. So I I couldn't get to the top of zone 2 using these blades at 70 strokes per minute with a dynamic gear of 25%, same as airtime. So these have been tamed by a 72-year-old paddler, started paddling in his mid-60s. What am I, 150 pounds? What is that? 1.94 meters, no, sorry, 1.78, 5 feet 10 inches, 150 pounds, about 68 kilograms, 10.7 stone if you're a stoner. Every day I'm losing more muscle fibers and brain cells. And I like to paddle at about 60-65 on my zone 2. If I'm using 25%, it's not going to work with these. I need bigger blades to do that. This is crazy. So there you go. I think that's a pretty clear demonstration how I can use these blades for my zone 2. I would even like a little bit bigger, because normally I like to paddle at about 60, 65, and I'm gravitating toward a 33%, not so snappy on the recovery. So I'm going to set it for that and talk a little bit so we can see what happens with these blades as I conclude what we've done here. And I think this is interesting. Well, at least certainly for me, because these are my blades now. Graduating from the Jantex 600 to the 835 Braca 11s. What is this, Van Duzen 92? I wonder what that means. Okay, so I'm going to go back to SoundBrenner, and I am going to get rid of that incremental thing. Turn that off. And I'm just going to go back to the 3/4. This is my comfortable stroke. I'm going to set it on 60 because I can get a little lazy sometimes. That's off. 60, so I need 180 beats a minute. Come on, get in there. And 3/4. And that should do it. Crank up the sound. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Very nice. So I'm gonna paddle like that as I come out of the creek, or back down the creek. Again, it's slacking now. Again, if you want to get the cadence, I have this set that the top is out. Top. Oh, that's nice. And get the blade in on the 1, on the 2. Okay, you can start with really short strokes, and then letting them out. Here we go. This is how I like to paddle. Most of my paddling. And with these blades, this is very easy. And I'll check back with my heart rate from time to time. So there you go. I don't know if there's much else to say. I will show some videos after this using music. But right now, I'm at 60. Paddling into a bit of a headwind now. Onshore breeze is picking up. This feels so freaking wonderful. Nice solid grip. Now it's not completely solid because I'm paddling in a liquid. But the slip is minimized with these big blades. 118. This is okay. Actually, I don't mind this. Because if I want to get up to 130 heart rate, I just paddle at 65 or 70. So I think these blades are good for me. easy. Row, 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 gently up the creek. Yeah. This feels so nice, it's relaxed. Oh, yes. So this is, got up to 123. This is, why is this now the low 5 stroke? Because there are 5 things that are low here. Hope I still got my batteries running. The low things, first of all, obviously low cadence, right? I like 65 to 70. I prefer 60, 65. Low cadence. Low dynamic gear or airtime. Certainly less than 50%. I like 33%. I may get used to 25, but that's a really rushed, I feel, recovery. Although 33% initially felt rushed for me too. I used to paddle around 50%. So, low cadence, 1. Low dynamic gear. That means that the speed of the blade through the water is also low. Not only the speed of the blade through the water relative to the water speed, is that your whole motions, your top arm, your bottom arm, your rotation, everything is at a comfortably slow, more manageable system. The coordination required for 130, 140 strokes per minute, completely inhuman for me when I see these guys do that on the 200-meter sprints. Crazy. This is so nice because it's the slow speed of the blade through the water. Oh, it's nice. And you can sort of concentrate on getting it forward. I can look at my top hand, make sure I'm getting it across the top. Of course, I use my mirror for that, which is a whole nother thing. So, all of those 3, number 4, low force. The force is less. More time in the water, right? And you can have low force with more time because the impulse is what counts, is what you deliver there, what I deliver there, what I deliver there, and I can deliver that with really high force with short time in the water, or much more relaxed with more time in the water, okay? So, it's low force. And you put the low cadence together with the low force, what do you get? Low potential for injury. Repetitive motion injury, repetitions, right? So lower cadence, less repetitions. Instead of doing 3,000 strokes on one of my paddles, I'm doing 2,500, right? Or 2,000, and at a lower force, and that's the other factor. High repetition, higher force, more injury. I have no injury anywhere, and I hope to stay that way as I age. So think about that. It means that this big blade that even Kopas and Varga are not using is what older guys like me should be using if you want to use the CCRAP big blade low 5 paddle stroke. So I think that's pretty all surprising, particularly since it all flies in the face of the conventional wisdom, right? There you go, conventional wisdom. So this is really surprising, and I wonder why nobody talks about this other than, ANDREA Pace and Jernej Regent in Slovenia with his Paddling in Paradise. They look at what I'm calling dynamic gear, but it's not in the mainstream. And why? I don't know. Give it a try. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. And I'm going to come up with a playlist where you can do 33% at different stroke rates. You'll see that your current blade is just too small if you want to get any exercise out of that. And you might want to get some big blades like this while they're still available, because who knows, maybe this will become popular more generally. Okay, that's it for now. Gary signing off. Until the next time with this CCRAP paddling video from the California Center for Research to Advanced Paddling. Until next time from beautiful Bayona Creek here in my Playa del Rey neighborhood of Los Angeles.